Okay, please take out your Q4 calendar. We have a few updates to make on this part of the unit. Your homework tonight is still page 5 to 6. However, on Wednesday, please change your homework to be pages 7 through 12. Change Thursday to be redo or complete any pages 5 through 12 for studying for your quiz on Friday. And then Friday, your homework will be pages 13 to 14. So we'll pause the video here so you can update your calendar. Okay, so in your packet, this is page 5. And what we're going to start learning about today is the average value of a function. So, for example, if we had a function that told us temperature throughout the day, and we wanted to know what was the average temperature for that day, we could do this new process that we're going to learn. Instead of finding every specific temperature, adding them up, and dividing by the number of temperatures we added up, the way that you would normally find the average of a list of numbers. Well, so instead, when you have an actual function, to find the average value, we're going to do 1 over b minus a times the integral from a to b of that function. And now we can think of this also in terms of an area. The integral is the area under a curve. So what the average value gets us, and this is the important part of the concept, the average value is the height of a rectangle with the same area as the integral. And we're going to see that now when we do example 1. Making the video with this software, I don't have access to a graphing calculator, but you should be able to do all of this in your graphing calculator the way that we have always done in the past. So it says find the average value of the function f of x between the intervals 0 to 2. So a is 0 and b is 2. So we're going to do 1 over 2 minus 0 times the interval from 0 to 2 of f of x. In your calculator, you can calculate this integral using the Math 9, and you should get 2/3. So then multiplying those together, we get 1/3. But now to sketch a graph and shade the rectangle, what we're going to do is look at your table or look at your graph for the function f of x, and you'll see at 0, if we made a chart of values, since I don't have my calculator, we want to go from 0 to 2. At 0, the function is going to be 1. At 1, the function is 0. And at 2, the function is 1 again. And it's a parabola, so we're going to draw a nice parabola-shaped graph. And what the integral found is this little red area here underneath the graph is 2/3. Well, so what the average value found for us is if I draw a rectangle that has a base from 0 to 2 and a height of 1/3, so let's approximate that around here. This blue rectangle with a height of 1/3 and a base from 0 to 2 has the same area as the red area that I colored in between the function and the x-axis. Okay, so turn the page to page 6. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is still on your page 5. We're going to do 1 and 2 together, and then your homework is going to be numbers 3 through 11, and your quiz is Friday. Okay, so let's do number 1. Find the average value and then sketch it. Okay, so we have 1 over 1 minus negative 1. And so then 1 minus negative 1 is 1/2. You're going to do this integral in your calculator, and you're going to get 2/3. And our height, again, is 1/3. So let's sketch it. Looking at the table of values for x squared, -1 gives you a y value of 1, 0, 0, and then 1, 1. And it's a parabola if you look at your graph, so we'll draw the parabola. And then shade the rectangle. So what we're going to do is we have a base from -1 to 1. And we have a height of 1/3. So there's that rectangle. Okay, let's do number 2. 1/2 minus -1, the integral from -1 to 2 of f of x. And evaluating the integral in your calculator, we're going to get 4.5. So then 4.5 times 1/3 is 1.5. And that's going to be the height of our rectangle. So let's make a sketch. At -1, the graph has a value of 3. At 0, we're at 1. And then at 2, I think we're again at a height of 3. The vertex, if you look at the parabola in the graph, is somewhere around here. So here's the parabola. Again, because it's x squared, you can look at the graph to see that. So now our base of the rectangle is going to go from -1 to 2. And we have a height of 1.5. And we'll color that in. Okay, so now your homework is numbers 3 through 11. All of the answers are on the bottom of page 6, so make sure that your work and your calculator gets you the same answers listed.